Hi Clark Middle School. It's time for another episode of The Best Me with Mrs. V. I'm Mrs. V, Mrs. Vickers. On today's episode, we are going to talk about how to identify our strengths and identify strengths in other people too. So why is it important to know our strengths? Well, knowing our strengths can help us know who we are and help us contribute, we can contribute to our family, to our friends, school, community, and also can help us know what kind of jobs or careers maybe to explore because we're going to be doing that very soon. So it's great to kind of know what are we good at and what would be a good fit for us. It can also help us feel good about ourselves, increase our self-esteem when we think about those things that we are good at and help us contribute. So usually when we hear strengths, we also think about weaknesses. Strengths and weaknesses sometimes go together. And it's good to know what you can improve on, and so that you can work on ways to have personal growth, like being punctual. Maybe you're late a lot or something like that. And maybe you could work on being punctual, and that would help you achieve your future goals by being on time and valuing that. It's just something maybe you could work on. I know that something I could work on is my recording skills, because something that you might not know right now is I thought I had recorded this video already. But when I went to go get it, apparently I had not hit record correctly and did not record it properly. So now I'm recording it again, and I'm in the library, and here's a little fun fact. I'm recording in the library because we don't have any electricity in the school right now. And so I cannot record in the studio because it's pitch black in there. So that would be something that I could work on. So we all have things that we can work on, right? But today we're going to explore our strengths. And sometimes it isn't easy to say, you know what, I'm pretty good at this, because we don't necessarily want to come off as bragging, or like that we are too confident, but that's okay. Be confident about what you're good at. Really thinking about what our strengths are, help us know how we can use those strengths to help ourselves, help our community, by adding to the world what we can offer of ourselves. So what do I mean about strengths? When am I talking about strengths? Does it mean how much weight I can lift in the gym? Maybe that might be one of your strengths, but things like character traits like being honest, being empathetic, which we talk a lot about, that's really important, being somebody who is hardworking, resilient. You may face some adversities or challenges, but you keep at it and you keep trying and you keep bouncing back and giving it another go. Being a good listener, showing courage and the desire to help others. And speaking of showing courage and having a desire to help others, which I do have my Have Courage shirt on purpose today for this talk. With September 11th just passing by us last week, I've always been drawn to a story about a person named Wells Crowther, or as many people know him, the man in the red bandana. And he got the name the man in the red bandana. Well, for one, when he was a child, when he was very young, his dad always had a handkerchief, and he was always interested in it, so he gave his son one. And Wells, from a very young age, always kept that red bandana in his back pocket, and he always had one with him. And over the years, as he grew and grew and became a young man, he still carried a red bandana. So that's going to come back in the story in just a minute. I'm not sure what Wells would have considered his strengths, but after reading a lot about him and watching a documentary, I consider, for me, when I look at strengths about other people, what I consider some of his strengths would be, he's athletic. He played sports in high school, and then he also went to college. When he went to college, he played 4 years of varsity lacrosse for the men's team. So he's athletic, so he has strength there. Another strength I would say of him is that he's intelligent. He got a degree in economics from Boston College. Another strength I would say that he has is a desire to help others and be courageous. When after he graduated from college, he worked at the World Trade Center South Tower, and when the events of September 11th unfolded, he had always wanted to help others because he even joined the fire department as a junior member in high school. So he always had that desire. And so he helped many people down the stairs of the South Tower. And not only did he help them down to a certain point, he would then go back up to help more people down. And he's been credited with saving at least 12 lives. The describers describe the person who helped them as a man in a red bandana. In an article where many survivors would talk about the man in the red bandana, he used it to cover his nose and mouth from the smoke. He just described them as that way, and his family was able to read that and knew that it must be him. So they showed them pictures of Wells, and they did identify Wells as the man in the red bandana. I've included a video for you to watch and learn more about Wells and how he used his strengths to make an impact on this world. I hope you take time today to identify your strengths so you can understand more about who you are and how you can be the best you. Have a great day, CMS.